No, that just did it. Is that recording? Okay. Welcome back to the operating ward, and here we have a Sterling 10 1/4 full float rear axle that we pulled out of the salvage yard from a 1988 Ford F250 XLT Lariat, the 460 V8 and the 5-speed ZF transmission. And to kick off this teardown, we've got the Maniac Mechanic. All right, let's get to wrenching.
So, first thing, as you can clearly tell, we still have brake cables, an ABS speed sensor, and a sway bar.
And you like sway bars.
Ooh, sway bars. So, we're going to start by getting rid of the sway bar. Now, off camera, I've already loosened up the nuts for the shackles.
Now, this sway bar is going to be wicked on Frankie because Frankie's got the dinky little half-ton one. This one is the larger 3/4 ton one, which is a lot thicker.
Well, guess what? That bolt's completely rounded.
It's okay. New hardware's in the works.
Well, how are we going to get that off?
Well...
Vice grips.
Yeah, we could vice grip it. Even though this ain't Vice Grip Garage. Good old shout out to Derek over there at Vice Grip Garage. Got some minty videos going out there. Looking forward to more of the build on that old F250 that him and his son is working on.
Well, that's obviously not wanting to come off.
Yeah, and your phone won't shut up.
Yeah.
It's got the whole Terminator thing going on, which I'm not too fond of.
Yeah, well, Mom could wait.
Is it even turning? What would it take just to cut through that end of the U-bolt with the old battery-powered axe?
Let's just fucking cut through it. Where's the battery-powered axe?
Battery-powered axe is over there on that side, on the running board. Should already have a minty blade in it. I've only used it like 40 times.
The fun begins.
Just make sure you don't cut into the tube, eh? We kind of need that.
Yeah, we don't need these either, so we'll just expertly catalog those.
Yeah, just kind of toss them aside. That's fine.
Apparently I am new to this whole Sawzall thing.
I'm not.
Damn.
Just keep cutting. Just keep cutting. You need me to do it?
Nope.
Are you almost through it? You almost through it?
I'm about halfway.
You can probably finish whacking the rest of it off with the old Tanya Harding. Seems how that blade looks like it's, you know, more bent than Pinocchio's nose. You know, you probably would have been better off going right in between here.
Yeah, well.
Just pointing that out.
Yeah, well.
If at first you don't succeed, continue with the same thing you've been doing the last 40 times.
Yep. Yeah, well, that's not going to work.
Well, over there in that drawer is the Tanya Hardings. Got the big Tanya Harding. Oh yeah, you bending it clear out of the way, eh? Maybe a little pry action from a pry bar?
No. Just got a brake line in the way.
Oh, them brake lines, they ain't nothing.
What size do you think that there be?
Well, for that upper line,
okay, well, that's still going to have to come out anyway, so.
oh, eventually. Just not right now. So, because this was in 88, starting in 1987, on the Ford F-Series in the Broncos, they started adding rear anti-lock brakes. Now, that is not having a tone wheel at each wheel. That is a tone wheel right here in the carrier, the center section of the axle, and that's what that is. That is the sensor for that.
Now, just to let you know, we don't care if we get any dirt or grime in there because this whole thing's getting tore down and cleaned and rebuilt.
Exactly. Now, there was an ID tag on this, and it doesn't look like it had been touched like ever. And I was able to decode it, and accordingly, that this axle has 355 gears, and it is an open differential.
Now, the one in Resurrection has supposedly got 410 gears according to its tag, and a limited slip.
Here, I'm loosening, not tightening.
I didn't want to tighten it.
Like I said, make sure you're on loosening. Now you can put that bolt right back in there. And right now, we're not too worried about having a little gobble-geeb.
Well, we'll just leave that the way it is. What are we going to do with these? Or are you just going to cut them off?
No, we haven't finished taking them off. We can impact them. Just hit them with a little bit of that penetrating oil, eh?
Yeah, well, I'd rather soak them first, eh? You're running out of the wrong side. Usually helps if I get it on the right side there, dumbass.
Am I running out of penetrating oil?
Looks like it.
Well, if it comes down to it, I got another can here.
Yeah, well, guess what?
By the way, I prefer the smell of that peel blaster over this stuff, this Freol. It just smells like it smells like wet dog that's been out in the rain for like a week. So, I'm going to take a look at these minty brakes, see what kind of condition they're in. We haven't got a whole lot of light, so there's a bunch of dark spots. But, yeah, they're wore down. I'd say they're a little less than half-life at least. But, doesn't look like any abnormal wear.
Yeah, but I tell you what, that drum is abnormally easy to get off.
Well, you got to figure the whole axle's been rattling around in the back of my F-150 for like the past, what, 3 weeks?
About that.
Easily. So they've probably had a chance to loosen up. Seems how they've been getting bounced around. What do you think of them drums? You think those can be turned and reused?
Oh, yeah. We just have to go and measure them. Oh, this one's got a wheel seal leak. Look at that.
Oh, yeah. She's got a leaky wheel cylinder. It's a good thing.
Not a wheel cylinder, wheel seal. That ain't brake fluid. That gear oil. This side dry.
Yeah, this side's good. This is the right-hand side. This is the side that Floyd had its issues with.
All right, you got yourself a drain pan? Now we're gonna.
Got that bucket?
What bucket?
That bucket.
That bucket.
That bucket.
Motherfucker.
All right, if you want to take the bolts off, that's fine. I want to take the plate off. I want to see what is inside this thing. Because it sounded pretty crunchy when I was trying to rotate the axle shafts. Now remember, the top bolt, loosen it, but don't take it all the way out.
Man, I tell you what, this gear oil smells like a bucket of shit on a hot day.
Language. But I would definitely have to agree, it does smell like a bum's nutsack.
And there's probably going to be some people in the comments going, how would you know what a bum's nutsack smells like?
Well, have you ever been around a feral beast? You get within a mile of those guys and you can smell them. I've been up in the mountains before and I smelled the same thing. I thought it was Sasquatch coming around. No, it was the local forest bum. It was a forest troll.
So, the one thing I want to know is, whose bright idea is it? Somebody tell us in the comment section. Well, whose freaking bright idea is it to put freaking RTV silicone on these? In all my years of doing this and servicing diff covers, I have never had one leak through the freaking bolt holes. When properly sealing the gasket will do just fine. And it seems like every freaking differential I tear the cover off of, somebody's got to be putting RTV on these. Why? They're blind holes.
Yeah, they don't go into oil passages.
Seal the cover properly, you won't have this problem. Which fuzzy, I'm not sure.
Oh, is that already starting to leak?
Nope.
God damn, I can smell it.
You sure it's not the freaking gear oil that's already in there?
Oh, trust me, the gear. I've had that bucket of gear oil sitting back in here for a long time, and it hasn't made this place stink up that bad.
I tell you what, somebody definitely went hog wild on the RTV on this cover.
You need a little chiselation.
Not chiselation, I need a pry bar. I need a pry bar. I guess I can use that.
It's what everybody else uses. Because one thing you don't want to mess up is that gasket mating surface. Need a small Tanya Harding?
Yeah. Juvenile Tanya Harding. Sweat in the eyeball.
Sweating the old eyeball.
Ah! Motherfucker. Can't see!
He's been blinded by salt.
Yeah.
Well, at least it wasn't light.
Oh, now she's starting to leak.
We could use more light on this side. Oh, that sounded chunky.
Chunky!
That sounded real chunky.
That sounded wet.
Kind of like your farts.
Well, if I fart right now, I'm definitely liable to soil myself, literally.
Oh man, the smell is just absolutely fantabulous, I tell you.
I wish you had smell-o-vision so you guys could smell how horrible this is.
Oh yeah, that was chunky. Oh, we need some lights now. Hey, Maniac, you want to run next door to my other unit, and underneath Floyd is my battery-powered light.
Well, Chris, your theory on the spider gears being all destroyed, jacked up is actually not true. Those spider gears are intact. I'm not seeing any signs of abnormal wear on them. It looks normal.
See, there's the toner gear This is for the rear anti-lock brake system.
That's your reluctor, as it's called, or a tone wheel.
We need some more light over here.
Mother. Keep dropping shit.
Yeah, that's actually looking pretty good. We should be able to find those ID numbers and confirm this gear ratio.
Yeah, your fingers are right on them.
All right, plug these numbers, 1139. It should come out to be a 355 gear ratio.
Yeah, damn close. 3.5454545454545454.
Well, the tag says 355. That's coming out to be 354, which means that's going to be a match to this front axle.
So, for those of you who are wondering, you'll have two numbers. You'll have a large number and a small number. That is the equation. You divide the big number into the small number.
Oh, look, and this has got a bolt.
Yeah.
So we'll be
and
able
you
to
get your gear ratio.
Alrighty. I guess the hubs and the brakes are going to be my spiel. Because we're not getting that carrier out until the axle shafts come out.
Well, no shit, Sherlock.
Keep shoveling, Watson.
So, why don't we just take and
I've got some cans of brake clean.
just douche all that, and douche all that, and all that. We'll just go ahead and just douche everything. Douche all that.
Hey, Maniac.
All that. What?
What size pinion nut you think is on that there pinion?
A fucking big one.
Well, let's see if I've got an impact socket that we'll be able to fit into that. And we might be able to impact that thing off of there. So that once we do get the carrier out, we could also remove the pinion gear, because those 355 gears, they're not staying in there.
No.
355, 354, whichever they are, they're not staying in there. We're going over to 410s.
So, yeah, you want to throw the scrap metal wherever it is you throw it?
Just toss it up over there to the back of the old green wagon there. It's not so much scrap metal, it's good reusable stuff.
Kind of clear our workspace.
Yeah. Alright, so we're going to get set up for a couple of other things, and we'll be, I don't know. Well, let me dig into the old toolbox here and see what sockets I've got.
Alright.
That needs to be cleaned up on some.
Here, I'll be the camera guy.
It's got blue thread locker in it, whatever it is. Alright, let's see if I've got a socket for this. That's a 1 1/4. That's too big. That's fine. That's a 1 1/16. That's too small, so it's got to be 1 1/8. Now the question is, where is my 1 1/8? There you go, just kicking cans all over the place.
And like I've mentioned on a few of my videos, guys, the film, I know we know the camera work sucks, the audio sucks. But bear with us, we are only doing this on our cell phones, and I know we can edit video and stuff like that on our cell phones, but we're still figuring that out. Oh, there you go. I think I'm going to have me a cancer stick. Chris, I need your fire stick.
There we go. That's the first time that yoke's probably been off in a while. I can tell you right now, that's going to need a repair sleeve. We'll just let that drift relate like that for a little bit.
And you're approaching 21 minutes.
Alright, as long as I can keep it about 30 minutes. Alright, that pinion nut is off. So I guess the next thing to work on is going to be these instrument brake lines. This is a parking brake cable that I'm just going to have to separate. All these brake lines are going to get replaced. So, but let's see if I might be able to get them off in one piece. So for that, I'm going to need a small Tanya Harding. I'm going to need. I am going to better equip myself one of these units. No. Just toss the old battery powered axe.
And for those of you who have been on to Gearheads lately and seen at the time of the filming of this video, my latest video, which is part 1 of a fuel filter replacement, mechanical, I'm still trying to get number 2 out. I've been having issues with it actually uploading. I don't know why. So I'm still trying to figure that out. And once I get that figured out, I'll get part 2 uploaded. But in the meantime, I might be putting up some other videos as well, doing some more work, like rebuilding a front drive line for old and gray so I can have working 4-wheel drive.
Alrighty. So you need a small Tanya Harding. You need not a center punch, but a flat punch. And you need a propane torch. These lines ain't gonna come off easily, I can guarantee you that.
Well, let me see if I can get over here, squeeze in here, and see exactly what it is you're doing.
So, generally if you want to reuse your lines, and the line and the flare fitting are stuck, they're pretty much welded together, you just heat these up a little bit.
Oh, there we go. And adjust the contrast a little bit. Now we can see.
And then you take your center punch and your Tanya Harding, and you just give it a couple of whacks, and I do believe, if I recall correctly, those are either 3/8 or 10 millimeter.
Hey Chris, how do you zoom on your phone?
I didn't do it. It's a pain in the booger. Again, you take your crow's foot wrenches, and it is probably a 3/8. No, probably a 7/16.
There we go. Now I figured it out. Got your big open arm in a way. Anyway, ain't seeing much, but is it turning?
Yep, give it a little impacting action and she'll come out.
Sorry for his big oafing head getting in the way.
Sorry, I gotta be able to see too, you know. Once it's all broken loose, then you should have no problems.
Getting it off with a regular wrench.
Yep. And then kind of help things out a little bit more. You just hit it with some more of that penetrating Earl. Make sure you grab your right size wrench here. Oh yeah, that's much better.
Trust me, eventually, give it some time. Probably after my trip to go see my wife and kids in Arizona. That's something I will discuss at a later date. But at a later date and a video for another time.
That'll be on his channel, not mine.
Yeah. But we are going to have one of the things I actually want to kind of start doing on both of our channels is maybe once we get some more people interested in our channels is maybe sitting down and having a nice little Q&A, maybe
tool review. And once we can get enough and we
can
actually
maybe
go live, that'll be a treat.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so now that that is loose from the old wheel cylinder, we're going to come on down here
to the other side.
I'm going to move everything else kind of back into my way again.
So, hey, Doctor.
Yeah?
Why don't you enlighten the audience as to where you learned this fancy little trick?
Well, I picked up this little trick from a fellow YouTuber up in Oregon by the name of Jeff Bradshaw, Redneck Restorations. And I got to seeing this little trick, and lo and behold, when I had to go through and redo the rear brake lines here on Old Green and Nasty, and I wound up snapping both lines right here, at least on that side. I snapped it right off. I remembered that little trick, and I decided to use it both here, and here on this side. And I'll be dipped, it actually worked. And I've been using that technique ever since.
So let me straddle this here axle so we got some better room to see how it is you're doing.
Hit it with a little penetrating oil as a catalyst. And then, don't worry about the rubber hoses.
So if this is something you're actually doing as a repair on your current vehicle, unless you intend to replace your rubber hose, I'd definitely be careful with the heat on how you do this so that way you don't melt your hose.
But if you're looking to replace your rear hose, this will work out fine. It'll be fine.
Then yeah,
we quickly go through and heat up the other side while you're at it. Get that all nice and expandulated. You do realize that landed on cardboard.
Oh, I know. You got a can there. Why don't you snuff it out?
Just hit that with a little bit more of that. Then you take your wrench. And of course it's still a little stuck, but a couple of good whacks with the old Tanya Harding.
Now this trick we're going to attempt to do on Project Resurrection, but I'm going to be replacing all those brake lines anyways as it is. So if it doesn't work out, it doesn't matter. They're all going to get replaced. Which, fellers, we're going to start working on that one. I'm going to start putting out some videos on that one. That's been forever. A couple of years since I've actually, I don't think I've ever done a video on that one other than just a talking point video as to what I've already done to it.
Needs a little bit more from the old Tanya Harding here. But I don't think this one came back. I think this one was done. There it goes. Alright, it came back. That's fine.
Yeah, we can definitely tell he's been watching too much Vice Grip Garage.
And again, a good old shout out to Derek there at Vice Grip Garage.
Alright, so we've showed you this and we're approaching the maximum time allowed, so we're going to stop it right here. What'll be a second to you guys?
Will be a 3, 2, 1.